Boom, right? That's how you mark a spot. So when I go back and edit this, I know where to start at. All right. So, first couple things here. We're going to go over some really cool training today. What I want to help you do is many of you are really starting to put this together. You've got your shows going on, you've got videos. I know that I need to write headlines for a few of y'all for your video pages. Thank you, Michael West, for reminding me to do that. I knew that there was something missing from those pages. For the last 3 days, I have been writing follow-up emails for autoresponders, sales pages, copy, and Josh's training program. So I'm kind of written out right this second. That's why I asked for suggestions. But I'm sure that maybe by the end of the day or tomorrow, I'll come up with some headlines to put on y'all's funnel. So just bear with me on that. Now, on the other end, since y'all are taking all this action, you're starting to create these digital assets and everything else that we're doing. And I just want to applaud you guys are all kicking ass right now. I keep getting messages from, hell, I got a message from Steve Green while ago saying that he landed a whale. I got a message from TJ while ago saying that he has a meeting with a whale, big time producer. Steve couldn't even make the call today because he had 3 signings that he had to go do. He said his business is on fire, so that's really good. And then I hear from a lot of you pretty often with really good stuff like that. Brandon's another, Dan's another good example as well. So the reason why I say that is I want to help you build up your Facebook authority, right? Some of you are sending out friend requests. Some of you are sending out emails to get people to send you friend requests so you can accept them. Amber's doing a really good job. I noticed that she does a really good job, and so does Steve and TJ putting and Brandon as well, putting images out there on Facebook. So I'm going to do some stuff today. We're going to go over some training about how to build up your following and really how to get more engagement. I'm going to show you what I'm personally doing, and you'll start kind of seeing what's happening and why my engagement, why you always see my post and stuff. And I'm going to teach you a little bit more about my methods, because I've tweaked it a lot and it's really made some huge improvements lately. So I'm going to help you with that as well. But before I do that, TJ and like I said, and Steve as well, both reached out to me, and Tom, if you want to be formal, both reached out to me and said that they have big time producing real estate agents that they've been able to get in front of using this social media syndicate method. And so I'm assuming that many of you I know that Brandon's got a big whale that he's in front of right now as well. And the reason why I wanted to spend some time with TJ on the call today going over and addressing some of his questions before we get into Facebook training is because if you're not already facing this problem, it's coming. Right? Because I'm teaching you and you're learning and you're doing things that single you out and make you desirable. I can't remember which one, I get so many stories, but I can't remember which one of you had sent me this message that said that this person had a personal relationship with a loan officer and I think it may have even been Lamont, that had a personal relationship with a loan officer for 8 years, but reached out to them because they liked the video process. And wanted to have a meeting with them because they were just totally blown away. So I had a relationship for almost a decade, but reached out to whoever it was that sent me that message or that phone call, sorry for not remembering, and reached out to you and said, you know what, I was just blown away by the 6 videos that you use, right? Not even advertising videos, just the 6 videos that you're using. I was blown away by that, and I just wanted to see what we could do together. And so anyway, so you're going to run into these problems is the more of these actions you take, the more radio shows you have, the more videos, the more customers you get, the more purchases that you get, that you send out information to the listing agent, which, as a matter of fact, that's exactly, and I'm pretty sure it was Lamont, that's exactly this situation. He sent his 6 videos as they were needed to the listing agent to keep them in the loop as well, and the listing agent reached out to him, which is like training number 1 in this group. So good job on that. So TJ, if you'll unmute yourself, I think that's you over in Maryland, isn't it? Okay, man, cool. So walk us through what's going on. So you've reached out to this agent, or did they see your ad? Okay, perfect. Even better. That really was good, man, by the way. So that really was. I bet you get lots of practice at it. So, okay, so he reached out to you because he liked the tip, and what did he say? Or is it a he or a she? Okay. Okay, easy. Allow me to help you. And this goes for anybody in this group. And this is with the express permission of me and her. You can always say, you know, a good example of agents that are using this method is Colleen Frost. I know you've heard me talk about her a few times. You guys are licensed in every state, so it doesn't matter. You know, you have that ability to do that. The second thing is what we're really doing is creating success for agents that hop on board with us. And by the way, one of the things that we can do to get started is I can get you on the air and put you on my radio show. Or we can go and we can video one of your listings and you can just see the results firsthand. How about that? Something to kind of get there. And then what happens is obviously that you'll run into this one time because after this, he'll be your case study, right? Or whoever he gives you from his office. But that's exactly what I'd say. I'd say, hey, what do you have to lose? You give me a crack at it. I'm not going to do anything but impress you. And we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, he really doesn't have anything to lose if he's like, well, let me take a look at your archive. Say, well, we've been doing this for ourselves, and we've not had a whole lot of agents, believe it or not, take us up on this offer. Yeah, a lot of agents send us business, but not a lot of them have stepped out there and said, yeah, I actually want to take action with this. And so you could be one of the first ones in this area to take over. We get started as soon as you're ready. You'd be a great case study for the next person, I guess. Nice. Nice. How many views do you have on your video? Okay. So, and that's the video where you and Jeff just kind of clowning around giving your tip about waves, right? Oh, okay. That's one of the things that you can go back and say, hey, look, these are 90 genuine views within a week. And we're not even really talking about anything here, Mr. Agent. What if we put one of your what if we use the same marketing program that we got 90 organic views in a week from social media on just a goofball video, right? What if we put the same play in motion for your nicest listing right now and we got 90 views? That's like 90 showings. You think your sellers would be happy with that right now? I mean, that's something that you can also get their mind thinking on as well. Because you're your own success story with 90 views. That's good, man. I told you it took me probably 2 years before I got over 100 views on a video finally. So, and I think that's impressive. We get caught up with Justin Bieber numbers on YouTube and shit, but anybody who's got a video on YouTube knows the average amount of views is like 11. So, for you to have 90, that's pretty impressive, especially since it's nothing major. So we're talking about an app, but your play on that is it's not the quality of the video, it's not the content of the video, it's the fact that you know how to get the word out on social media. Which is what you're going to do for them too. So, and then the next time you won't have this problem. You'll be like, oh, look at dude over here. 265 agents are fucking killing it. Right? All right, cool. Any other questions? No problem, man. Will you mute yourself back out? Done. All right, cool. So thanks, TJ, for sharing that with us and allowing me to go over some stuff, because I'm sure a lot of you are gonna. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. My wireless headphones broke, and it won't be here till Monday. I ordered a new pair, so I got corded headphones and just ripped them off my head. All right, so probably all of you will run into that at one point or another. So at least that'll give you some conversation, something to think about. If you don't have proof yet, and this is something you're only going to run into your first time. Some of you have already gotten past this, but if you don't have proof yet, that's okay. Use yourself as proof. Even if you got to go to Fiverr and buy your traffic or whatever, use yourself as proof and then make a freaking example out of them. So, all right. With that being said, let's go over here to my favorite site, as some of you know, Reddit. For those of you that have never seen a Reddit training before, this is not a Reddit training. I'll show you some really cool stuff really quick. Just know that Reddit is this place. It's like the internet. Literally, it's the front door to the internet. Anything that is online is on Reddit. Any kind of news, anything you want. So the way that it works is you just log in and get you an account. and you have subreddit. So up across the top, you have the front page of the internet, all Reddit, everything as soon as it's coming in, random stuff, pictures, funny stuff, gaming. Ask Reddit. There's like a, you can ask anything and people give answers. World news videos. I am Ryan Stewman. Ask me anything. That's what that stands for. I am. Ask me anything. I am a whatever. Today I learned, which is my favorite. WTF, which is my wife's favorite. If you're just joining us, make sure you mute your phone out. Matter of fact, we're done with the Q&A. I'll turn everybody on mute. There we go. Problem solved. Back to Reddit. Okay, so there's all these different subheadlines. I don't have to read them to you. You can read them yourself. And then once you get into one of these subheadlines, let's look up pics here. Then you've got hot, new, rising, controversial, and then the top pictures, right? So if you're looking to engage people on social media, which is exactly what you're trying to do, you may come here to pictures or pics, Reddit. r/pics is what they'll actually call it. Make sure you read the rules if you're going to post anything. They're very picky over here on Reddit about that. It is not like Facebook at all. But anyway, you can come through here and you can find pictures, right? If you're into, let's say you're looking for something funny, let's go to memes. So you just come over here to the search bar, type in memes. Make sure you hit enter so that you actually search for it. And like, look, there's one called R memes. And so you may scroll through here. The government says if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have anything to hide. That's true. Why won't they declassify everything? Good point. Right? So you can find funny stuff like that over here through memes. Now, the same things. They've got the same, let's see here. My search to, yes, that was helpful. Thank you. How do I get just 2 memes? There we go. Sorry about that. So we have new, rising, controversial, and top, right? So your top's going to be this stuff that's probably really funny for those of you that Office Space. So, well, then there's all sorts of Reddit humor on here too that you may not get. So, anyway, so you've got all these like funny things that you can find over here. Same thing, you can go under funny. The reason why I'm showing you this is a place for you to grab content that people don't see on Facebook. Right? It's okay to, what we call in the copywriting business, swipe someone else's stuff, right? Because your people that are on Facebook are generally not on Reddit. Matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet that for those of you that haven't been with me that long, probably this is the first time you've ever even heard of Reddit. And so the exact same thing is going for everyone around you, right? It's a popular site for the younger generations. And it really does have like anything you can think of, right? Like, so this, I'll just show you really quick something fun part about it. Today I learned, this is my favorite, that like one of the first recognized instance of internet democracy was seen in '98 when Hank, the angry drunken dwarf, a regular on Howard Stern, was voted #1 write-in for people's most beautiful people. He beat out Leonardo DiCaprio by over $215,000 votes. So like every day you learn a little bit about something. Sometimes the stuff's controversial. Sometimes it's like, damn, I wish I didn't know that now. And like all sorts of stuff. But it's a great place to learn. You've also got news, right? And we're not talking news like Twitter, which is, owned by venture capitalists and everything else. The creator of Reddit was charged with all sorts of federal charges. He hung himself. So it's just like this open site ran by just anybody. Okay. And so I see that. I'll look at that in a second, whoever wrote that. And so the world news, here's a great place to hop on first thing in the morning. And if you'll notice, I'm fixing to show you this too. I hop on world news first thing in the morning, find something that's controversial or something that's going to get people to engage in and give their opinion. And that's what I post first thing in the morning, because I know that the early risers, the people who fit that early riser profile, are generally reading their phone or their tablet or their computer while they're having breakfast or while they're handling their business in the bathroom or whatever the case is first thing in the morning. So I want to give them something to chime in while they got a few minutes idle time, right? Something that's going to grab their attention, something that's going to remind them of me. So let me look real quick and see what messages we got over here. Thought I saw a message. There it is. I found great content under searching my state. Then I learned. Gotcha. And today I learned. So yeah, you can go over here and use the search bar as well. Now, just real quick, I'll show you something that's cool that I never even have used, which probably means that it's really cool, but there is Reddit real estate. So, I need to go. Let me get out of here. Just do it this way. How about that? So r/real estate. There is all sorts of people, y'all, in here asking questions about escrow, mortgage scenario with tenants, right? So Surely you can give them a question. Just purchased a home under owner-occupied standard. Sorry, it's probably not the technical name. Now I have opportunity to rent it out. Currently I have homeowners insurance. So there's all sorts of stuff where you can show your expertise, or you can read about challenging questions. You can even post questions in here to get other people's feedback and engage them. So this is a whole new place. We're not here to get into Reddit, but like Reddit has a specific forum just for real estate. But just remember, when you're in here commenting, make sure that you read this over here and learn the rules. When you're in here commenting, there's a chance to really make a relationship with somebody on another platform too. You don't have to drag them over to Facebook, but you can, hey, here's an application to fill out. Once you have that conversation with them, you can inbox message them, all that stuff. But we're not really here for that. But what you can do is you can come through here and leave good comments, right? Just sign in. It's completely free, and leave good comments. That way these people get to be familiar with you. And under your profile, they can always contact with you. And they may ask you, what's our next step? You may say, fill out an application. Then others may see that as well. But you come to Reddit here, got a little sidetrack there. You come to Reddit here, and you can grab, funny stuff, controversial stuff, whatever that you're looking for. And then here's a whole list of different news subreddits as well, so that you've got something to talk about. Because what I'm about to show you is going to be similar to the whip effect, but how to really build your presence on Facebook, like how to really become that person that people wake up in the morning and they're like, hey, I wonder what Amber's up to. Hey, I wonder what Dave Ellis is up to today. Or when they see you in the newsfeed, they're like, that Dan Ellis, he's such a character, right? And so that's really what you're looking for. So let's look at my page. And let's go back a few weeks so I can give you really what's going on from a leading by example standpoint. Takes a minute to scroll down. Obviously, I get a lot of content on here. But in the last month and a half, I shit you not, I have had more engagement and more people send me friend requests, more money made, more anything, more sales to my digital products. And just by the way, for those of you probably wondering what supercharged production is, it's just a replay of some of our trainings that we've had. So it's nothing that y'all in this group don't have or haven't already learned or anything like that. It's just a training that I'm selling that's completely digital for $500. If y'all know somebody who might be interested in it, shoot them my way. But it's our 10 of our trainings from our mastermind group, including Catch, for $500. So I'm probably going to sell about 300 of those and then take it down. That's what I do. Sell about 500 of the syndicate, so I got about 300 left of it. So anyway, so let's take a look here. August 11th. So this is just a few days ago. Let's see what time we can get in here. We'll start on August 11th, so we'll find the first one for the day. Then we'll keep rolling. Okay, here we go. So August 11th, looks like it was a Sunday. So right here, first thing in the morning, I'm like, looks like I'm headed to LA again, which by the way, Brandon, will be Saturday. And if you're listening and you're open to picking me up from the airport, that'd be cool, man. That'll give us some time to talk to. So just hit me up on my phone after the training today. So I'm headed to LA again. Got to see the stars with my boy Sean, right? So notice a couple of things here. And I love flying Virgin too. So there's a couple of things here I'm doing in this post. Okay, everybody likes the fact that people travel, right? So I'm pointing out, I'm not saying that I'm necessarily going there for work, although it's assumed, right? I'm not saying I'm necessarily going there for work, but I'm saying that I'm going to a cool city like, LA again. So I want to make sure that I put that out there. Hey, I'm traveling to LA because people really like to see that. Something I know they're going to engage with. And then it just so happens that lately I'm working with Josh, obviously. So I say I get to go see the stars, which I know people like as well. But notice I tagged Sean. So this shows up on his page as well. And it also gives him a chance to be one of the first people to like it because he knows the protocol, right? And so then also I know a lot of people like Virgin and it doesn't go everywhere. So that's some nostalgia too. And as you can see here, we got quite a few people to like it. We have quite a few people here that have reached out, even real estate agents. This is, by the way, the #1 real estate agent in the southwestern part of the United States for Keller Williams. And then obviously good old Colleen, all the way down to the local social media manager for the head shop that sells weed in California, right? Everybody chimes in. So that's one point. So then I built this up, right? So just like the whip effect, I let all these 16 people, these comments start coming in, everything else, right? So then I just happened to find out it was tax-free weekend. One of my personas on here is that I like to, do the anti-government role. And for those of you that, that know me really well know why I have the anti-government role. I have a dog in that fight, unfortunately. I have a big dog in the legalization of drugs fight, so it's a big deal to me. So sticking it to the man instead of just saying, you know, I could have also said, hey, is anybody out shopping for tax-free weekend? Probably a better post would have been, hey, who's out shopping for tax-free weekend? Where's the best place to get a deal? Or did you get a deal somewhere that I should know about, right? Because then people chime in, right? Damn it, in retrospect. So then when I got to the mall, I was freaking flabbergasted that there wasn't anybody there. And but then again, I know that this mall is old and where I live, so I figured a lot of people would chime in. But what I'm doing here is I'm building up all this edge rank. Because see, just like that article I put in the group a few weeks ago or a few days ago about Facebook using this bump system now. So if someone comes back like Steve Green that keeps hitting my, you know, realtors, do you need help with loan officers post that he goes back and likes and comments on every now and then. What that does is that brings this stuff back into the news feed. And we know because of our edge rank, that this stuff will keep in our news feed because look, we've got 10 likes and, you know, 8 or 9, 10, 11 comments, something like that. So even when I put something out there that I didn't think anybody, and I was really running a test on this, that I didn't think anybody would even know who Bad Meets Evil is because it's not like it's super popular. But again, there's some comments and likes. Same thing. And I'm using these images. If you'll notice a lot, like same here, this got a lot of interaction. This got a lot of interaction because I'm using images because Facebook gives weight to images more than links, right? So if you post right now, if you're posting links to a website, and I'll give you an example. Let's see. I will give you a good example here. So when you post a link like this, but up here, I don't do it. So it's going to be hard for me to find it. So when you post a link up here, what it does is Facebook says, oh, you're stealing traffic from me, right? You're trying to tell them to leave Facebook and go somewhere else. That's not what we built this for. And so it doesn't let you go into the newsfeed. A lot of times it keeps you in the sidebar of doom or gives you really limited visibility, even if it's a YouTube link, okay? So what happens though, is you can use that same link and use an image. And images have a lot of weight right now. Images have a lot of weight right now when it comes to Facebook. You're more likely to be seen in that news feed, which is where you want to be if you're using images, than anything else. Like you can see here, I just used a link and then shared somebody else's status and it didn't get that much interaction. It got a little bit, right? Just because people check and see what I've been up to, but it didn't get a whole lot of interaction. So this is another thing. Again, I'm fighting for the cannabis deal. So, you know, I know CNN saying they are telling the truth would draw a lot of people in as well. The reason why I say all that is it keeps people thinking about you. Jax is sick, right? I'm building up all this goodwill to where people feel like they can chime in. Right here, 27 more comments, whatever that is, right? I'm building this up right here. Haven't had business cards for over a year. It's probably been longer than that since I asked someone for their card. If you actually went through here and read these comments, you'd see that we're talking about getting people to connect with us on Facebook and everything else. And I bet you I received 20 or 30 Facebook friend requests from the conversation that's in here. There's a lot of people that originally commented on this thread that weren't my friends, but simply ask no questions. Practical things like I don't have any business cards. Do you use them? So talking about celebrating my success, listening to music, right? But instead of putting the link or anything like that to the YouTube video that I was listening to, I tagged NWA so that I'd show up on their wall as well. Not necessarily their wall, but in their testimonial side of their wall. And then I also, as you notice, tag my friend so it shows up on his wall. This is the guy that's running my ads, teaching me running my ads and stuff. I'm also encouraging my realtors and you guys and everybody else to post on my wall as well. Here's another real estate agent right here that's in Chicago, I believe. She said she got my syndicate training today and got a referral already. That's amazing. See, to me, that right there is better than getting a, what would you call it? Like a video testimonial is good, and you can share that on Facebook and everything else. But having someone when they're really super happy with your services, because she sent me a message. She goes, oh my God, Ryan, I can't believe it. You gave me the copy. She joined Josh Flagg's mastermind. I gave them all a copy of the syndicate when they joined, right? That was part of the package, that in a press release. And so when she went through it the first day and she's like, oh my God, I already got a referral. So, you know, I could have been like, wow, that's awesome. But my immediate thing was, hey, make sure you write that on my wall. I want people to see social proof that what I'm doing works, right? When you guys chime in and you say, hey, you know, Ryan, I got a deal this week. That was great. From the training that we got and everything, that all helps me. Same thing you need to be doing when you close a loan for your agents. You need to ask your agents, hey, go write on my wall and tell people that I'm a great mortgage person. A few 3, 4, 5 days later, reciprocate for them, or do it first and then ask them to do it for you. Because what you're doing is you're demonstrating from third person that they're actually somebody who's good to work with. See, I can tell you all day long that I'm really good at what I do and that I'm a cool person to work with. And if you don't know me, it's going to be really hard for you to believe that at first. But if you know, Brandon Charlin tells you, or Michael West tells you, no, hey, Ryan is really good at what he does and he's helped my business a whole lot, you should totally do business with him. Even though you may know me and not even know Brandon, you're going to take his word for it because he seems disinterested. I'll give you a good example. Michael West, when he joined our group here, he called a couple of people and wanted to check things out before he joined up with me, find out whose success it was, right? And he didn't know those guys any more than he knew me. But the fact of I have a dog in the fight, so to speak, still, in the sense that I want to sell my products and make money, right? In the eyes of the consumer, same with you. But if Brandon tells Michael West that I'm really good and has helped his business a whole lot, then it just is more appealing and more believing because it's somebody else who seems, whether they have an interest in it or not, right? And just to be clear, Mike West, I didn't pay anybody for testimonials. You may get one of those calls one of these days, but it may seem like they don't have any kind of necessarily monetary or self-interest in it. So social proof goes a long way. So when you make a client happy, client closes on their home, they say that you're the best person ever. You say, prove it, go on Facebook and write. And guess what? If client posts on Facebook, see, Susan in this case goes on Facebook and chimes in here, collects a few likes, a few people leave. She actually made some contacts and sent her some friend suggestions just for making that post, right? And so what happens there, though, is I don't have to write content for that hour or two, right? I didn't have to think of anything clever to say. I didn't have to search Reddit for anything clever to say. I didn't have to, you know, something stupid happened in my life and have to talk about it or whatever the case is. She took care of posting for me for the next hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, because I post pretty frequently on here. Same thing. Then, if you'll notice, after I built up this for a couple of days, getting really people to chime in, a lot of engagement, as soon as she put on there, and this is the smart part, as soon as she put on there, I got Ryan Syndicate today and got a referral already. Hey, if you like that, you'll really love this. Right? So it's the same. As soon as your clients put something on your wall that says something like, you know, man, I absolutely love working with you. Thank you for closing my house. If your real estate agent says, dude, you got it docs there ahead of time. Loan rate was lower than expected. Closing costs were cheaper than we thought. You were the greatest person ever. Above that, you should always have something that says, if you're even thinking about buying or selling or refinancing a house right now, here's the link to apply on my website. Something of that nature, right? Because that's someone else talking about how happy they are with you. So as people scroll through that, you want to give them an opportunity to be happy as well. So I just happened, one of the things that I think is big, especially for y'all, and this brings me to a good point. One of the things that is big, and especially for y'all, is talking about things that are changing on Facebook. I mean, I'm a good place to get your information from when it comes to that. But when I get on your iPhone or your Android, when applications ask you to be updated, you should update them immediately. They're being updated for a reason. They're going to be better. They're going to be faster. But the cool thing is, anytime one of these social media network updates, the app always tells you what's coming live. So when I looked at the Facebook update a couple of days ago, it said that now hashtags are live on mobile. So that's what I tweeted, like, hey, I want to be one of the first people to share this with you. So you guys and gals talk about marketing on a regular basis to these agents and about how you're helping them with social media. So in little things like that, little changes, you know, you let your people know, hey, hashtags are live on mobile, expect more traffic. Make sure you're using the real estate hashtag or the new listing hashtag or the, you know, mortgage hashtag. So now they're everywhere. And so that's a really good piece of news. You see just a real simple statement right there, got quite a bit of engagement, and it's relative to our work as well. And so that's just a whole different. It's okay to complain as well, right? So the power went out of my new house, and that's a long story. It's awfully frustrating, but I knew a lot of people suffer that frustration as well, which obviously with 12 comments right there. Don't you just love cheesy real estate agents? I don't know this guy from Adam, right? And he's like, call us, we can make a homeless situation. So I guess he's just searching there for people selling houses, which is, you know, probably works for him, but, you know, there could have probably been a lot more needed engagement before I was just going to sell my house to a random poster there. So the reason why I tell you that is think of that on your own end, right? You don't want to just say, hey, I do mortgages, hit me up. You're like, well, what exactly is wrong with your house? What do you think is wrong with it? Are you really thinking about selling it? Like, engage them in the comments, right? Have that dialogue with them. Let them answer you, then ask them another comment. Let them answer you, ask them another question. So again, business right here. Fair warning. I had a meeting with Colleen, made sure I tagged her. Her husband, who's also on our team, made sure I tagged him. And we have a plan to step up the game to the next level. So, and again, I'm just using hashtags as clowning around and checking stuff out lately and really testing it for us. But notice I'm tagging these people, right? So, and they're starting to get this and reciprocating on me as well. So I'm going to show you some really cool stuff here in just a second. But see this right here? Hardly any engagement because it's right there. Just the link. And so it doesn't get as much as exposure when it's just a link. See, Ryan shared a link. For some reason, it just, and this is my personal, same thing. This didn't hardly get any engagement either because I shared another pages, whether it's mine or anybody else's, I share that page, so it doesn't get a whole lot of exposure. Make sure you like everybody's comment, right? Because you want to thank them for commenting. But you can see right here, this got 11 shares. This is somebody that posted this to my wall. Okay, this is part of that syndication, right? So now Joey's posted something funny, right? Because he thought of me. I don't know this guy. I've met him once, but it's not like we're friends or anything. He's been influenced by the marketing stuff that I do on Facebook. That's just being honest with y'all. And so when he saw this, he thought of me for whatever reason. Maybe because it says, "Do you need a fucking microwave?" The first sentence out of the gate. I don't know. But he thought that that's something that would fit in on my page, right? So it does. And we obviously got 11 shares, quite a few comments. Everybody had a good laugh behind it. But you see how other people are starting to post on my page more often. Just something that I picked out here. Again, this picture with the link. Notice how I tied this in here. So I have a picture, and I made sure I put the link on. Upload the picture first, and then add the link. That is important as well. Again, somebody thought of real estate, thought of me, put something on my wall. This is, I made sure that I tagged Nick in this picture as well, which he's obviously tagged in there, see? Because I want to make sure that anytime I post something out there, if I can get 2 or 3 people that it's relevant to, that are in the pictures or part of the process or whatever, I want to make sure that I send alerts to them and their people as well. And you can see that this actually got a lot of engagement. That's a pretty profound statement though. Plus I pumped it out there pretty good. News, again, wake up in the morning, watch Reddit, found out that there was gunfire and all sorts of stuff happening in Egypt. Shared it. A bunch of people have been paying attention and know what's going on as well. So it's always good news. Things you think about, questions, right? The shaving thing, most of you chimed in on that. Thought it was funny anyway. Called a guy out from TV. The reason why I go through all this is you can see people engage on questions. The big question on hump day, is it panties or panties? And so I'm trying to find out if there's a difference in style. We got 15 comments. Most people talk instead of liked on that status. Same with this one. Now, the reason I'm going over all this, let me pull up and show you. Here's a real estate agent posted on my page this morning, saw an article about real estate in Texas, posted on my wall. See how that works? That's Sean and I tagged him, but that's one of my blog posts. I know everybody likes Domino's, right? Let's see here. You can see somebody else here put some motivational stuff. My designer talking about he just designed a website for me, so that's free traffic, someone else, or free advertisement, someone else posting on my wall. Kate Buck Jr. guest on my radio show. By the way, we broke all the records already, and we just did the show yesterday, and so she posted on my wall. And so you see just right there the ones that I leave up. So let me show you what's going on behind the scenes. And that's why I went through all of that with so much detail. So just give me a second for this to pull up here. So let's look over the last few days. Today, I hid this from my timeline because someone shared it and tagged me in it. So a loan officer in Salt Lake City shared this on my wall as well, right? A loan officer here in Dallas shared this on my wall. A marketing guy shared this on my wall. Somebody else just a day or so ago shared this on my wall, shared something on my wall. Sean shared something on my wall. That I took down just because it's nasty, but my dog did bite me. Here's somebody else that shared something on my wall. So you see just in the last few days we've had, and they're all real estate agents. You can see with Dorian and everything else. So you can see I've taken a lot of stuff off of my wall just because so many people post on there, but I'm able to pick and choose which ones look the best and get the most engagement. So the reason why I tell you all this is so you can encourage people to start posting on your wall and sharing stuff. Hey, agents, when you get a brand new listing, tag me or post it on my wall. Hey, title companies, when the docs arrive and you're super excited, man, tag me or post on my wall. Hey, credit repair company, when you get 2 new people that I sent you that are done and they're ready to go in out of credit repair and get a home loan, tag me. Let's talk about it. When your customers are happy and they saved $500 a month on their mortgage, tag them on your wall. Like when the agents have mortgage questions or news, like put that stuff out there on public. That way you can pick and choose who sees what. Because see, at the end of the day, every day, I come through here, and if it didn't get any kind of engagement, right? So this got a lot of engagement, but if it didn't get any engagement like this, and there was a lot of people posting my wall, I just hit hide from timeline. I want, when people show up on my timeline and they're scrolling through my page, and you should want the same exact thing, you want them to see the post with the most engagement, right? If nobody liked or commented on it, right, then nobody's going to like or comment on it, so why leave it on your wall? So you want them to see the best first impression of you. Wow, people posting on his wall. He gets quite a bit of engagement. Sounds intelligent. He's funny. He's got the surfing bird. He plays dominoes, right? You want that quick first glimpse when somebody hits your wall from the newsfeed. Notice lately too, I'm tagging a lot more people in pages, right? Because there's people surfing those things, always looking. So tag mortgage pages. Tag if the realtor, when you share the realtor, tag their name and then tag the company Century 21 too, so that you're working both sides of that, so that it sends an alert to the Century 21 person, plus it sends an alert to the agent, so that you're just constantly growing. Now, don't get overboard too much. Amber does a really good job of hashtags, and still without going overboard, because I think those are cool too. So you don't have to really go overboard for them to still be effective, but don't be afraid to tag people in your posts, right? Especially me, I don't mind at all. And also don't be afraid to let people post on your wall. You can always go back and hide it. And when you hide it from the timeline, it'll still stay in the news feed. It's still possible for people to have the link or anything else. It's just like an unlisted video on YouTube. Unless you have the link to it, you're not going to find it. But people that were tagged in it may still have it on their wall, or whatever the case. So just because I hid it from my timeline doesn't mean that it's taken off of Sean's timeline. So here's the last little bit of training I'm going to share with you for today. So when you go to Google, you can type in, like, let's just say real estate pics, for example, here. Under this tab right here is images. There's all sorts of different pictures here, right? These top ones are the ones that get the most engagement and people like the most. So pick one of these pictures out. So let's just say we like these high rises here. You can go over to the high rise, right click it, and click Save Image As. And it'll actually download that image as a picture file to wherever. So let's see here. So it downloaded the picture, right? No problem. Whoever that was, just shoot me a message, and we shall do it. All right, so then I'm going to come here. I'm going to upload this photo. We all know how to do this. Oh, I named it high rise, didn't I? Took me a minute there. Make sure you remember what you name your photos when you take them. So I want to upload this photo first, and when I put a post out here. So it's like TJ, for example, with your tip of the week, you may make a little icon here each week from Photoshop or something like that, or PowerPoint that's like tip of the week, and then maybe the date on there, TJ and Jeff's tip of the week number 3 or something like that. That way you can upload this image, and then you type in here, TJ's tip of the week number 5, and then you put your link in there. And the reason why is once this picture's uploaded, it doesn't assign that link any kind of weight. So it doesn't say to that link, or basically it renders that link neutral. In other words, it says, oh, okay, here's a picture. We want to put this in the news feed, as opposed to, oh, here's a link they're trying to steal traffic from us. You've basically hidden that link sandwiched between your comment and your picture. So and then you just hit the post button. But you want to use graphics, especially when you're sharing links. If you'll notice, anytime that I share a link to anything, I always upload a picture first, because that's the best way to get exposure on Facebook. Look for viral images. You may even come over here to Google, type in viral images, best viral images. Come through here, you can pick up all sorts of cute stuff, rotten e-cards, funny things, GIFs. Use those things that you know are humorous, things that you know are entertaining, things that are eye-popping, eye-catching, all that good stuff. You want to use those so that people, it's not about the picture, right? It doesn't matter, right? All that matters is the picture grabs their attention to where they read the post, right? So it doesn't matter if the picture and the post are related. It could be a super hot chick and go, hey, what are you looking at? Mortgage rates are really low. Don't do that, but I'm just saying, right? That's something that you could throw out there to get somebody's attention. And like, do I really care whether you say pennies with an N or a T? I don't, like, not in the least. Like, I don't even really use that word. I just happened to hear somebody say it on TV, and they were trying to, or on the radio on the way to the gym, they were trying to sort it out. And I thought it was a good question. And plus, I thought later on, eventually, I'd be able to throw pictures of chicks with panties in there, which would get more engagement, because dudes love pictures of chicks with panties, right? So you can use that same process, right? So when you're sharing your tips of the week, TJ, for example, or when you're sharing your agents, are you using social media? You may go to Google, download an image that has like somebody scratching their head thinking about Facebook or something like that, and then leave the link. Because if you just leave the link and you haven't built your edge rank up too, it's like a double-edged sword. You haven't built your edge rank up and you just leave the link out there, you're not going to get that much engagement. And so you want to make sure you use viral images. Call them out. Say, hey, agents, are you using social media effectively? And are you using social media effectively to sell houses? If so, what's your favorite tactic, right? Have them demonstrate themselves, start conversations with them, but make sure when you're leaving your links in these posts that you upload an image. That's a really big deal with Facebook right now. And, you know, TJ, I can't remember if you did it this way, but you, instead of like when you put your tip of the week up, you may put it up on YouTube and then download the raw video into Facebook. I may have already told you to do it that way. You may have done it that way. I can't remember not, but actually download that video, because right now Facebook's doing a couple of big changes that are coming. You're going to be able to embed videos from Facebook just like you can embed videos from YouTube on websites, and you're not going to have to be logged in to watch them. And the second thing is Facebook's really pushing to try to outdo YouTube on videos right now. And so they're really giving a lot of what you would call edge rank and Facebook juice to videos. So if you'll download that raw video into Facebook and then also to YouTube, you'll just have that video syndicated on 2 different sites. And then what you can do is, let's say 3 or 4 days from now, you want to put your tip out there again. And man, that just sounds wrong for some reason. But anyway, you want to put your video out there again. Then you leave the YouTube link. So you've uploaded the video and shared it on there once, and a few days later, then you leave the YouTube link so that you're getting your content spread out and you're not having to go back and reshare or repost something old. It's technically a new piece of content. So pictures. All right, so we got our viral images, the places to get them from. We're going to leave our links inside of those. We got others testifying, especially if even when someone leaves you a testimonial. So say a customer sends you a testimonial video, or some of y'all still go to closings and you went to a closing and you had a customer with a testimonial video. One of the things that you can do is even upload that raw video from the customer. So like they send it to you, whether they put it on your YouTube or whatever they do, then you can upload that to Facebook directly so that you get that extra edge rank from it, and then also download it to YouTube or whatever as well. So you can duplicate the same piece of content on multiple sites that way, and it's always a good thing. That way you can always go back and double share. If you're gonna if the customer puts the YouTube video, if they do a testimonial on YouTube and they just send you the link by chance, then make sure you upload a picture before you put that link in there. Because see, this is what happens. My boy Michael Jacobs, he's got like 1 like, that's it, because he's just got a link right here in a post. This right here, we have an image, right? And she has some things, but that just came out. Mario Brown, big time internet marketer. Notice he's got images out there. The people with images are the ones that are going to get the most eye-catching stuff. You don't see a lot of links in my news feed right here. Mainly you're seeing posts and pictures. There's 1 link. There's 2. So you you're seeing a lot more pictures, in my opinion, on here than you're seeing anything else. Even though it looks like a link, that's actually a picture. And that's another thing, is you can take a picture of the thing to put on there. That's not against the rules either. But you can see the people that 10 minutes ago shared this. There's a link. There's absolutely no engagement. However, the guy with the picture of just random stuff with his finger over it got 3. Same here. She's got 4. So pictures definitely, and as you can see as we're rolling through here, getting a lot more. So you want to make sure that you take advantage, because what happens if you're not using pictures, you're just using links? Like Michael and I have a good relationship on here, so our affinity's high. Other than that, everybody that's using links, as you can see, winds up over here in the sidebar of doom. So, all right, so last thing here. I think I talked a little bit too fast today. I got ahead of got us down a little bit ahead of schedule. That doesn't happen very often. So social proof images. We got the way to position yourself on Facebook. Same thing with LinkedIn, obviously applies. One thing I also want to say is, and this has really started happening to me a lot lately, is when people comment and chime in on your post, right? So let's just take my latest post. I noticed a lot of people joining Pinterest. I'm really trying to see if it's worth my time to go in there and really start digging into Pinterest or not. And so everybody on here, if you'll notice, I liked them every time they commented. Even if somebody says something ridiculous, right? You can obviously tell that I'm anti-political, and a lot of people that take up for the president and stuff like that on my page, I will, even when they say something that I 1,000,000% disagree with, I like it. And the reason why I like that comment is because it sends them a thing over here that says commented or likes your comment, right? So they get a notification that Eric, for example, I don't know this guy, but if he did that 3 or 4 times, I get to know him. It'd become familiar to me. So think about that. Every time somebody posts on there, the reward for them, and also you get the edge rank adds up as well, and the affinity as well. But you want to reward them for posting, so you want to hit the like button. So half the time I don't even read the people's comments on there, but I just push the like button to make sure that I acknowledge them, that they commented on there. They said something, so they wanted somebody to acknowledge them, right? And then also help out with my edge rate. One thing I noticed, Michael Bingham, that you do is you tend to like your own comments and statuses. And I know what you're thinking is, you're thinking that that helps with your edge rate, but don't do that. Only like other people's comments and statuses. For some people read that the wrong way online for whatever reason, right? People say that that's not good etiquette. So I noticed that you were doing that the other day. But you can look through my page, and anytime somebody comments, I like it, right? Comment, like. Comment, like. Like. Oh, missed one. So I made sure that I liked the other one. I just didn't see that one. So that way it acknowledges them and keeps them going and everything. This was a good share, obviously. But everybody that I come through here, I make sure that I like their comment, because I'm wanting to engage them. And it doesn't have to happen as soon as they comment, right? It's not like as soon as they get on here and they comment, I got to like that comment. But just like I went back and just like Thor's comment now, he may have made that yesterday. I didn't see when that post was, but he may have made that comment yesterday, and then now all of a sudden today he's getting an acknowledgement, which A, may bring my thing back into the news feed if he says anything else, and B, it's also reminding him a day later, oh yeah, Stewman, right? Because that's all we're ever trying to do is market to these people on Facebook and keep in front of them. So, all right, I think I have covered everything that we need to cover. Whoever that was that sent me a message saying that you need to chat after the training, just shoot me a private message so I know who you are, and I shall call you. And for everybody else, I'll get the replay and all that good stuff up here shortly. So that's it. If you need anything else, hit me up. Later.